Welcome student in our today's online section of subject power, refrigeration and air conditioning. Today we are just started our chapter number 2. Actually numericals of chapter number 1 are pending. I will teach you after some time or after completion of this unit number 2. Okay, so here we are going to start our unit number 2 and name of this unit is vapor compression cycle. Okay, so here we are. What we are going to see today, we are going to see this vapor compression refrigeration system, its components, its working, its advantage, disadvantages. Okay, so here you can see this vapor compression refrigeration system is having advantage. It is a smaller in size as compared to the with the capacity of other refrigeration. You know, we can produce refrigeration effect either by using compression cycle or either by using vapor absorption cycle. So the size of this vapor compression refrigeration cycle is small as compared with the vapor absorption cycle. Then the system has a less running cost. Also system can be employed over a large range of temperature. COP of the system is quite high, up to 5. Okay, so disadvantages of this vapor compression refrigeration cycle. Here are disadvantages. Its initial cost of the system is high here, and prevention of leakage of refrigerant is a major serious problem. Otherwise this system is quite practical to use. Here we are going to see this components of this vapor compression refrigeration cycle. It is having 4 important components. First one is the compressor, then condenser, then expansion valve and the evaporator. This receiver is the extra part. Okay, so compressor, then condenser, receiver, expansion valve and the evaporator. But 4 important parts are compressor, condenser, expansion valve and evaporator. Receiver does not perform any function here. It is just used to store the high pressure liquid coming from the condenser. Okay, you can see here this is the compressor which compresses this vapor coming out of this evaporator and converts this low pressure vapor to high pressure and passes this high pressure vapor to the condenser, where the heat of this high pressure high temperature vapor is get removes and vapors are then condensed to the liquid. The liquid having a very high pressure. This high pressure liquid is then stored in the receiver here, and after the expansion valve it is the pressure reducing device. So after this when this liquid passes through the expansion valve, its pressure get drops. Because of the drop in the pressure, its temperature also decreases. You know, pressure is directly proportional to temperature. So as its pressure decreases, its temperature also decreases, and it comes in the evaporator here. So here in evaporator, it absorbs heat from this evaporator and produces the produces the refrigerating effect. By absorption of the heat from this evaporator, there is a phase change of liquid refrigerant occurs and liquid is convert to the vapor. The heat required for this phase change is absorbed from the evaporator and refrigerating effect is get produced. Then this low pressure vapor is absorbed by the compressor here again, and the cycle continues. Here you can see here you can read the various functions of this compressor condenser. So here in compressor compresses the low pressure and temperature vapor refrigerant into the high pressure and high temperature and discharge it into the condenser unit. Here you can see it is the condenser. Then what is the condenser? At condenser it is the heat dissipation unit. Okay, so how it is a set of coils in which high pressure and high temperature vapor refrigerant is cooled and condensed. This refrigerant loses its latent heat to surrounding media, which is maybe the air, water or secondary refrigerant. So you know this, what is latent heat? When there is a phase change occurs, at that time the heat absorb or evolve is termed as the latent heat of then you can say here in condenser, as the vapor condense means vapor is converted to the liquid here, so there is a phase change occurs. So here what is happening, there is the evolution of the latent heat. This latent heat is carried away either by the air, water or secondary refrigerant. Sometimes fins may be provided over a condenser coil for enhancing the heat transfer. Then heat transfer may take place by natural convection or forced convection. These are the separate parts. You already studied it in heat transfer, that what is natural convection, forced convection, and what are the fins. Then we have the next component, which is receiver. Here in receiver, it is the storage of this high pressure liquid. It supplies condensed liquid refrigerant to the evaporator through the expansion valve. It is connected between the receiver supplies the high pressure liquid refrigerant to the evaporator via expansion valve. Now expansion valve, it is also known as the throttling valve, refrigerant control valve, or capillary tube. Capillary tube is also expansion valve or expansion device. So what is the function of this expansion valve? It allows the liquid refrigerant under high pressure and temperature to pass at a controlled rate after reducing its pressure and temperature. So expansion valve only reduces the pressure. Because of reduction in the pressure, temperature also falls, and it passes this low pressure, low temperature liquid refrigerant to the evaporator. Then what is the function of this evaporator? So actually evaporator, it is a set of coil in which a liquid vapor refrigerant at low pressure and temperature is evaporated and changes into vapor refrigerant at low pressure and temperature. Here refrigerant extract latent heat from the space or from the media, which is air, water, brine, refrigerant, and producing the refrigerating effect. Heat transfer takes place by natural convection or by forced convection. Here what is evaporator? Evaporator is the in form of the coils, and when this liquid refrigerant, after passing through this expansion valve, its pressure and temperature decreases. When it comes in the evaporator, it absorbs heat from the evaporator and its phase gate changes. The heat energy required for this latent heat, it absorbs from the evaporator, and refrigeration effect is get produced. We can distinguish this vapor compression refrigeration system into two parts. First one is the high pressure side, and another one is the low pressure side. So here you can see this red line separates this high pressure and low pressure part. High pressure part is compressor, condenser to expansion valve, and after expansion valve, evaporator and compressor, it is the presence of this low pressure side of this vapor compression refrigeration system. You can say here this expansion valve, it separates this high pressure side to this low pressure side. Okay students, so this representation on pH chart I will show you in the next section. This is the temperature TS chart, then types of vapor compression refrigeration cycle. I will show you in the next section. If you have any doubt in today's section, you can contact me on my personal WhatsApp number. Thank you for today's section.